I'm going to switch over to the temp taker side of things. So you'll notice in the bottom left right here, there's a button that just says temp taker. And so I can flip over to the temp taker side, and this is going to show my logs. The temp taker handheld unit, this is built for use in a commercial kitchen. So I always like to point this out because inevitably in these conversations, I always get asked the question, how long is this going to last? Prep Pal, temp taker, all this stuff is built for use in a commercial kitchen, especially with the temp taker. We'll toss this thing. I'm not going to toss the touchscreen around, but this handheld unit, it shows we'll toss this thing across the booth. Drop tested it from 10 feet onto concrete, and it lasts. I hear stories all the time. One at the NAFM show actually, where someone had their temp taker for 12 years, and that was really, really pretty cool to hear. I've heard stories of this being dropped in a pot of spaghetti sauce. We fished it out, wiped it down, and it was still kicking. So built for use in a commercial kitchen. This is battery powered, so it's AA batteries, just live in the back side here. The probe is also replaceable, plugs into the back there. We got room for 4 batteries. It only needs 2 to operate, just gives you a little bit of extra juice on that. I'm going to flip my camera back over here and just run through what a program looks like. So this can handle all things temperatures. So whether we got to spot check temps, whether, this is where we're mostly going to live, and doing our cook temps, chill temps, hold temps, all that sort of stuff. I'll go back to that in a second. We can print labels from this as well. So if I need to come in here and print this meatball label, I can do that right to my system with the Prep Pal. So all that's integrated together, which is really a pretty cool feature. You can set timers, and then you can do all your HACCP checklists as well. So your opening and closing checklists. So I'll go down to that piece of it here. So in this case, this is an opening checklist. So complete opening checklist before 7 a.m. Select yes only if true. Okay, we're moving forward, and then it's going to start with some questions. Are all ingredients labeled properly with delivery and use by dates? Say yes or no. We'll go yes in this one. Okay. On to the next one. Do all workers have clean clothes, hair restraints, and aprons? We'll say yes, and so on and so forth. So I show this just to show some of the capabilities of this beyond just the temperatures. That checklist stuff is automatically logging in the system as well. But going back into here, I'll give you another example of what this looks like from a temperature standpoint. I'm going to hit this hot and cold line. I'm going to have a number of different items in here. Again, same deal. This is going to look different for you. And we'll help you customize this up front. But I'm going to go into the item that I need to take. We'll take a temperature of these meatballs. Obviously, it's not going to test between 140 and 212 in this room, which is the temperature I'm taking. So it's going to tell me it's out of range. I get a red button. It was buzzing at me, telling me, hey, there's a problem here. And I got some options now that I can choose from. So we can discard the item, quick heat, remeasure, undo. Whatever we decide is the right step with this, we'll mark it in here, and we can now move on. So if we need to remeasure it, maybe I probed the wrong thing, or I pushed it all the way through the chicken, was touching the metal in the bottom, or just caught the edge, or whatever the case may be, you can mark that and go back and retake the temperature. But that step will still be logged. If we need to throw it away, or quick heat it, just get it up to where that needs to go. We'll choose that option. This says rapidly heat item above 165 and then retake the temperature. And what this is going to do now is set a timer for me to go back and take that temp 30 minutes from now. Again, similar to everything else, customizable. That time can be 1 minute, it can be 30 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour, whatever you want that to be. But you'll notice the meatball comes out of that list here that I'm working from. So I can now continue on and do the things that I need to do and take the other temps. And 30 minutes from now, that timer is going to go off and say, hey, Aaron, it's time to go take that temperature again because it was out of range, and let me know when that needs to happen. Simultaneously, what's going on is that is logging everything here in the software. So this is going to be your real-time reporting. You can go in here, see everything that's happening as it's happening. What's really cool about this, and really some of the main points I want to make about Temp Taker is, we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. Ideally, these processes are already taking place. Hopefully, people are taking the temps like they're supposed to. Hopefully, they're not writing in, the same temperature over and over again or falsifying data. But hopefully those processes are happening. What we want to do is provide a tool that's going to make it easier for every point of the process. So for the user, the person probing and taking temperatures, for you as a manager or whoever else might be filling that role, to be able to have some extra layers of accountability. So couple of things that I'll mention here is automatic email reports. So what you can do is kind of a set it and forget it. This is obviously like kind of a normal temperature log, PDF format. You can set automatic emails to show up in your inbox at the end of every day or at the end of every week or however often you want to see that. And your temperature logs exported into a nice PDF format with all the corrective actions, all the things that were done, all the steps that we just went through, logged there, timestamp, name, all of that. You can calibrate the temp taker. That will show up in your logs as well. So when the health inspector comes calling and wants your logs for the last 3 months and says, can you show me that this was calibrated? You can also do that. And it does come calibrated, just to throw that out there. So the automatic email reports is huge. That data just shows up that in nice PDF format in your inbox when you need it, set it and forget it, and you're set. Now, even without that, or even if that is set, you can still always access your historical data through the software. So if you have the temp taker for 10 years, you could still go back to day one and pull that data if for whatever reason you needed it. So you're guaranteeing you're not going to lose a piece of paper. You know, you're not going to not be able to read handwriting and that sort of thing. It really gives you a handle on the organization piece of this. And then a couple extra layers of accountability for the end user. Obviously, it's making their job easier. They don't have to worry about writing down, you know, pencil whipping on a clipboard all over the place. This becomes your digital clipboard. That's what we call this, digital clipboard, checklists, temperatures, all that sort of stuff. So in that sense, it's making the end user's life easier. But it's also making sure they're doing things correctly. So there's something called false measurement detection, which means this technology is smart enough to pick up on a part of the process being interrupted. So, you know, maybe somebody is probing something and just clicking the same button over and over again. Maybe they're not moving on down the line like they're supposed to. Maybe they're not sanitizing the probe like they're supposed to. If any of that process is interrupted or it feels like something fishy is going on, it's going to alert you as a manager, not that end user. It's going to alert you know, a supervisor, whoever you want that to go to, and let you know, hey, this person, maybe they're having a bad day, but something's a little off here. You might want to follow up on that and, you know, make sure this stuff is happening the right way. So that's a really cool feature, and just making sure it's happening the correct way. And then beyond that, alerts and alarms, not only for the people on site to say, hey, it's time to take your 10 a.m. temperatures or whatever that looks like for you. If that continues to not happen, then we can have alerts then go out to management supervisors to say, hey, you know, for whatever reason, the people at this restaurant or that restaurant haven't taken their temps like they were supposed to this morning. Maybe it's time for you to follow up on that. So anyway, that's pretty much what I have for you. 30,000 foot view. Would love to connect on the phone, answer any questions, whatever would be helpful. Happy to do that. Hopefully this recording was helpful. I know we didn't get to do it live, which is always nice for the Q&A portion of this, but I hope I covered everything at least relatively well. So when you get this, you get a chance to watch it, let me know. Let's connect on the phone, do the Q&A portion of it, and go from there. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.